This week on Hermitcraft. Here come the Bring Back Nashcrafter comments. Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap. My name is Pixelriffs, our writer is ZloyXP, and we're back after a week-long hiatus due to Zloy being overloaded with work and myself being several thousand miles from my microphone. And right off the bat, we're greeted with this.
My work gets shown for about 2 seconds, even though it takes me about 4 days every time.
Yeah, no, mine too. I feel you completely. We're like the misfits of the recap. We're not really aired that much, if we're honest.
Yeah.
It's a hashtag bash the recap team. Bash ZloyXP.
Thanks, Pixelriffs, your butthole.
Thanks.
Now, we could go into the details of exactly how wrong he is, but we decided that Iskall has been punished enough this week. We couldn't process the amount of work that went into his super mega epic extra long episode, and apparently neither could YouTube. When he originally uploaded it, the video quality didn't go over 360p, causing a massive outrage in his comments. So we'll let this one slide for now, Iskall. Come at us next week. Bring your friends. For now, let's just take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week, starting with the HD re-release of the Hermitcraft Netherhub Epic. It has advanced void building, lots of diorite burnage, intense teamwork.
I got the lazy ones with me again.
Lazy?
We're not lazy.
I love
Look
how
much
you.
digging Grace and I have done.
Yeah, right.
And almost 40 hours of work, so do yourself a favor and check it out. A link will be in the iCards.
So I got a ton of comments this season telling me how I'm building with this scallium and everything, this self-proclaimed green block that he apparently owns. And then I come see this. Oh, this right here is just taking a page out of my blocks. This, oh, so good, so good. Oh, I'm falling now.
Also of note is that Iskall and Ren had the very first playtest of Moba Lisa 2, which isn't even called that anymore.
Kingdom Come. Yep. I think it's a good name.
Worst
Don't
name
you?
ever, dude. It doesn't imply any sort of battling or any sort of kingdom come. What?
Okay, Kingdom War. Kingdom Fair.
You know what? To avoid confusion, I'll just call it Fred from now on. Having lost his first round of Fred, Rendog takes it out on a nearby Guardian temple using the whole slime block insta-breaking trick. Later, he even drains the monument for no other reason than because he can. Their next playtest might go very differently though, as Stress Monster has now installed plenty of shrubbery and decoration on the elven side of Fred, which might drastically change their strategy when attacking or defending the fort.
Yeah, I like that section. That looks really cute.
More minigames are forged when Zedaf proposes a new challenge for the masses, the so-called Hot Swap, in which 2 players go caving for half an hour equipped with only an iron chest plate, some food, a pickaxe, and 1 lava bucket as their shared weapon. Once one player spills it, only the other one is allowed to pick it up. The score is counted by the number and quality of the ores they retrieve, and the high scores will be stored in the Hot Swap headquarters built in the Mushroom Gaming District. Azuma and XB actually give it a try too. Shenanigans ensue.
He doesn't even
he's
care.
on me, and he's enchanted. Oh, this is so very.
Oh god.
No.
Oh, he's like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Back at their bases, Zedaf finally gets around to finishing his storage thing.
No, Zedaf. Why haven't you built me yet?
And Tango does even more sinister building.
It's close enough for me to kind of feel like it's gonna look a bit too, like, what's the word?
Elsewhere in the sky, Impulse SV shoos the birds away from his bird bath and time-lapses a couple of pillars into existence for the city of Atlantis. He may even be getting over his aversion to glazed terracotta. Maybe. Frank's symmetry is still at large though, as soon enough Cleo finds a zombie renamed Carol waiting for her in the Glorious Head Temple. What comes around goes around, like a record baby right round round round, so from now on Carol shall be the Grand Priestess of the temple in the shiny gold armor. False also covers Python GB in glass while he's AFKing on the beach, but that's what you should expect when you move to the island next door. After mapping the area surrounding his base, Python's plans have extended beyond the underground, and this week he creates a beach resort with appropriately British weather. At least he can talk about the weather now False is next door and Azuma regularly visits to borrow a cup of sugar. Along with visiting Python, X also stops by Scar's neck of the server to deliver that super amazing sorting system he promised. It will come in handy when Scar dumps in all the stuff he gathered while digging out the community area, which by this point is almost ready for the public. To unwind after all the digging, Scar teams up with Cubfan and pays a visit to the NHO jungle. Now calling themselves the Convex, they prank the entrance to the jungle back to the Jurassic times, where Cub is instantly attacked by Scarosaurus Vex.
Rawr, rawr, rawr. I'm a dinosaur, living out my life. Whoops, I walked into the wall. I'm not that smart. There we go. Rawr, rawr, rawr. Where is Cubfan?
Having survived the age of the dinosaurs, Cubfan modifies his nether portals so they can be crossed while flying on Elytra without landing, and builds a nether roof gold farm following the redstoneless design and then pimping it out with a lot of redstone. Amusingly enough, Iskall builds the same type of farm somewhere closer to his base. On the other end of the mob exploitation scale, XP Crafted harnesses the power of llamas to do what they do best: pull stuff. The Woodland Mansion gets a llama-powered pumping station. He doesn't seem worried about them spitting in the water supply, but perhaps that's because he's worried about other mobs. The other addition to the mansion this week is a panic room where he can hide from the chickens on his roof. It ends up being so secure, he has difficulty getting back out of it. From panic-inducing panic rooms to unstable stables, this week Joe Hills manages to fashion a house for his horse made entirely of gravity-defying concrete powder. That apparently wasn't enough for the horses though, as he immediately starts on a carriage house at Castle Ravenloft. In his own castle, Wells Knight is finally getting around to working on interior decorations, so you get rich hallways lined with art, shelves, and knight armour, which is just regular iron armour. And to complete our castle trio, the walls of TFC's fort finally get their last 2 towers, just in time for them all to be outcastled by everything in Hermitquest. False Symmetry adds more businesses to her island, including a shop that sells totally not dead parrots and a church that the pirates occupying the island would definitely build, you guys. Vintage Beef is setting up the jungle for the boat race of his dreams, and his dreams apparently include Easter Island-style stone heads. It's all pretty atmospheric, and with sections of the course going through a tunnel and over a ravine, the participants will be in for a wild ride. Far above the jungle canopy, BOO's villager trading dome and accidental cat farm begins to take shape. The tree doesn't stop there, growing up through the floor for a central brainstem and providing the frames for organic houses. His base is now absolutely blowing up. Finally, there's Mumbo Jumbo, who might be regretting building such a big storage room after all. The problem being not only that he has to constantly run between the chests to get the items, but also just the fact that all those items have to be set up before they can be distributed, so it takes a while to even figure out the logistics of what materials go where. Taking a page from Impulse's base, Mumbo lifts up his outer rhombuses, which shouldn't be a problem later on since he happens to know a pretty great slime elevator design. It elevates your slimes.
To pick up some mining supplies and... I mean, that was entirely accidental, but also probably the best slime evasion, I think, in the history of Minecraft.
And that's pretty much it for this week's Hermitcraft Recap. My name is Pixel Riffs and our writer is ZloyXP. You can find our own channels in the end cards, along with my latest tutorial for a one-chunk witch hut. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, subscribe so you won't miss future episodes of the recap, and share this video with the Hermitcraft fans in your life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.